hello. So today you're going to have a serious olive oil lesson. I think we could all do with one. It's going to save a bit of money and just spruce up your meals really. And then we're going to deal with the conundrum of what to cook for dinner, because it's everybody's conundrum, no matter who you are. I've got some chopped up vegetables. Now you've got to make sure that you chop them all kind of the same size, because otherwise they're going to cook unevenly. So I just bought one of those packets and just sort of cut it down a bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss some garlic in. The reason is I think the pumpkin seed, to roast the garlic, which I'm going to add to the pesto just now, is sort of gives it this warm, mellow thing. Now, olive oil lesson number 1. So we've got the extra virgin, and that's the one we all love, we all use, and it's completely delicious. It is the creme de la creme of olive oils, right? It's the kind of, it's the sort of first pressing, it's just the important one. It's sort of the beginning of the olive oil scenario. The next one is virgin olive oil. I am slightly amused sometimes to get a virgin and an extra virgin, but there you go, in olives apparently you do. Now be relatively liberal. And the trick to this whole sort of olive oil thing, because there's another one I'm going to tell you about shortly, is that people say, oh, I don't want to use olive oil, it's too expensive. Actually, if you use it intelligently and you use the right olive oil for the right cooking or non-cooking scenario, some salt and pepper, you'll see all the flavour, all the health benefits, and you'll be able to afford it. So it's really that simple. So I'm going to just toss this together. Now, get a little bit dirty, just mix your vegetables together, and then I'm going to put it in about 180, 200 degrees, depending on the heat and size of your oven, for anywhere from sort of 25 to 35 minutes. So I'm making a pesto, as I said, with pumpkin seeds, which I've toasted. I'm going to mix parsley and basil. Make sure that when you make pesto, or actually just use herbs generally, use the stalks. People who say pick over the stalks if it's a soft herb. It's getting a little full in here. I'm going to give it a little whir. It's a very technical term that I use, just to get it going. So don't clog things. Oh, it smells divine. Then I've got Italian parsley now. Really, the flavour is in these stalks. They're just unbelievably delicious. Fresh lemon. I'm just going to put the skin or the peel in, but don't get to the white bits, because that's where it all gets bitter and horrible. And if you don't want to put lemon in, or you don't have one, or whatever, it's not the end of the world. I just quite like it because it's quite nice with the roasted vegetables. So, there we go. Now, before we add any parmesan, what we are going to add is loads of extra virgin olive oil. So as I was saying earlier, this Gallo Olive Oil has 3 olive oils. So one is the extra virgin, one is the virgin, and one is the one that you just deep fry in, the pure olive oil. I sort of toss on everything inside. I'm going to start there just to get things going. Right. Now remember, pesto is really, the texture of pesto can be anything you like. I mean, it's not like a mayonnaise where you've either failed or made it. So this is like, I could do this perfectly well and just leave it at that if I wanted to. So lose the cheese, save a few bob, and just have like a sort of crunchy, herby, nutty thing. Or go full tilt, throw in loads more olive oil, extra virgin, as I've taught you. Some salt, not too much salt, because the parmesan we're going to add shortly is quite salty, and I'd rather you add it afterwards. Pepper, obviously. And then I've got about a half a cup of parmesan, but I've grated it myself, so it's quite light. So, in fact, just never buy grated parmesan, just do it yourself. So this is probably a quarter cup, tightly packed, but I'm just in for a penny, in for a pound, because actually it keeps quite well. So, whir. Perfection. Okay, hopefully the vegetables are ready. Okay, those look beautiful. All right, we'll use the rosemary and take that out. Okay, so I'm going to take out the garlic, a bit hot, and squeeze it in there. Now, look, you can use, let me just tell you, you can use raw garlic, as you would in any old pesto. Don't make it too garlicky, but this, there's the other one, here it is. This roasted garlic just gives that delicious, sort of slightly sweet flavour. Fantastic. Okay, last word. Mark's salivating. Roasted garlic is probably one of his most favourite things other than me. Hey, darling. Okay, so we've got a lovely big pasta bowl. I've got some warm penne, quite a lot, maybe it's a bit excessive. Fusilli penne, I would definitely use a noodle as opposed to a spaghetti, a long spaghetti linguine, whatever. Now, my estimation is that you actually toss this. I'm going to use a tosser or two, get that out the way. So give it a good sort of toss around and spend a bit of time tossing things about because it makes a big difference if it's all coated. Also, if you have pasta with sort of ribs in it, as you see there, it's much easier for sauce to stick on. Then we're going to get our vegetables. Toss those in. I just used butternut, courgette, red onion, some peppers, because that's really what came in the bag, quite honestly. And if you're in the middle of the week trying to cook dinner, and I reckon that's pretty much what we're going to do. Let's do a grating or 7 of some parmesan. Never have too much parmesan. And then the money shot, more beautiful Gallo extra virgin olive oil. And there we are, midweek dinner. It's served.